Hi, my name is Jerry Fortino. I'm a high school student. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions related to your self-paced course.
Hello, Jerry. Actually, have you tried posting your questions on the website? My staff is usually able to answer questions posted there within a couple of days.
I think I'm going to need a direct dialogue. I want to go beyond the business topics covered in the course.
The scope of the course is limited, as it must be. I'm sure you understand. Now, I am planning to release an advanced course next year. Are you sure you're ready for these topics? They're intended for business professionals, and you did say that you're a high school student.
Yes, but I'm also a business professional. I have my own software company. I even wrote some of the subroutines used in your program.
Impressive. But why do you believe that you need to go beyond what's covered in the course? What are you trying to find out?
It's background information. I needed to respond to a rather subjective question on a scholarship application.
What kind of scholarship?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It was delivered by a special courier. I don't exactly know where it came from. That's all I can tell you.
Come to my office tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Jerry, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Come on in, sit down.
Thanks for seeing me.
Oh, not a problem. So tell me what you're after. What would you like to know?
I'm trying to define what I want to know. I thought it was all about business. You know, the great, ultimate goal of a career. I went to the Arthur Andrews seminar.
Was it worthwhile?
Certainly. Worthwhile and valuable. But something seemed to be missing.
Because you were expecting to hear something you didn't hear?
Yes, I think so.
Any ideas on what that might be?
The why. He told us how, but not why.
Go on.
It's as though the people who rise to the top in the business world are supposed to be our image of success. But what then? What is it for? Why do you do it?
You were right to come to me. The answers to the questions that you're asking are not included in my course or any others. You are beginning a journey of self-discovery, and I would like to expose you to some of my values in order to help.
Please.
Just keep in mind that I can only do so much. Most of what you must do is up to you, all right?
Okay. Let's start with business, specifically the real estate business. Why did you choose a career in real estate?
It's a natural fit for me. I love architecture, especially residential structures. But more than that, I get to help people that are in the process of making a big decision. And I enjoy getting to know them and sometimes becoming a part of their lives as I represent their interests.
I see. But real estate, or any business, basically all reduces to the transaction, right?
Wrong. It's much more than that. Deep down, you know it is. Stand up. I'm about to give you a pep talk. You may be taking what you have for granted. Have you ever imagined what our lives would be like if we didn't have the economic system that we have? The transaction is at the very core of our way of life.
Our way of life?
We live in a free market economy, and there is no freedom without that. Every time you participate in a transaction, you are perpetuating our way of life. You should celebrate this every time you do it.
Celebrate?
Yes, as I do. Only you can celebrate in your own personal way. The point is that we should conduct business with all the vitality that flourishes within us.
Is that what you do?
Absolutely. That has a lot to do with why I've done as well as I have. I have never looked at work as a burden. It has always been a privilege, a chance to do some good. It amazes me that many people don't look at it that way. Some people hate our system.
You mean socialists?
They go by many names, but yes, that is who I mean. They want to dismantle our system, and I want to strengthen it. I do this not only by carrying out real estate transactions, but also by setting an example for others.
Ah. So would you go so far as to say that this is an ulterior motive of yours when you publish your CD courses?
Now you're getting it.
Maybe. A little.
Good. I'd say that's enough for now. I just wanted to get you started. Now you should go and put some more thought into it. Then go back and engage yourself in that scholarship application, okay?
Thank you. You have not been fair.
Yes, I have too.
You think so?
Sure. I posed a question to you with the intent of pushing you to your limits and beyond. There was nothing unfair about that.
But I'm not sure I can answer the question in a way you will accept as valid.
Can you answer the question in any way at all?
Not yet. I'm struggling with it. But then I'm not even 18 years old yet. I shouldn't be expected to have my life's purpose fully figured out by now.
You haven't communicated with me for 10 days. Am I correct in assuming that you have been deliberating on the final question during all that time?
Yes. That's putting it mildly.
I am going to suggest that the time has come for you to contact a representative from the Welford Foundation.
I didn't know that was allowed.
I am allowing it now. Just call this toll-free number and then enter this 9-digit code followed by the pound sign. Will you make the call?
Yes. I'll call.
Do that. And, Jerry,
Yes?
this is the last time we will ever communicate. My program will self-erase. The original program disks have long since auto-degraded by means of a chemical process. Signing off now.
Yes, this is Jerry Fortino. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, tomorrow's good. Someplace out in the open. So the courtyard on the south side of my school? 2:00? Wait, one more thing. My two friends are also at this stage. We're each at an impasse. Yes, them. Okay, I'll ask them to query their programs for the number and code to contact you. Bye.
It's time, right? They should be here.
Yeah, soon, whoever they are.
I'm not sure this was such a good idea. I mean, what if they try to hurt us or abduct us?
Well, why would they? We haven't done anything wrong.
Well, why would they have us meet here, of all places? What's with all the secrecy and the cloak and dagger stuff?
You've probably got a good point about the secrecy. Seems a little bizarre for a scholarship application. And as for the cloak and dagger stuff, I have no idea.
Hey, look. Somebody's coming.
Oh, look, he's seen us. Let's get out of here.
No, it's alright, pal. Stay with us. It's the only way to find out what's going on.
Valerie, Jerry, and you would be Mark. I'm Walt Kendrick from the Welford Foundation. You three, on the bench. Very few applicants make it to the final question. You are each to be congratulated.
So, does that mean we made it?
Not so fast. First, we're going to have a little talk about the question. You first, Mark. Give me your response.
Okay. Is it to have the widest possible range of experiences in order to take in all that life has to offer?
So you're going to tell me that you've put all your time and effort into this, and that's what you've come up with? What about when your life is over? Are you going to be satisfied just to have racked up a lot of experiences? I don't think so. Jerry, your turn. Out with it.
Is it to validate our education by succeeding in business and then giving something back to the community?
Your education, such as it has been up to this point, has barely been worth all the time and expense that have been put into it. Your education has been all about feeding you facts and making you into citizens, but apparently it hasn't been enough to enable you to think for yourselves. Of course you should succeed in business, and perhaps you can give something back. But haven't you delved into your own nature enough to begin to understand your own purpose? Valerie, would you care to try?
Is it to have kids?
All right, people. Stop trying to tell me something that you think I might want to hear just to get you off the hook. This is an important question. Now, I'm going to give you a little guidance. First, there is no one right answer that applies the same to everyone. Furthermore, most people wouldn't have even been troubled when confronted by the question, right? But you three were.
Well, that means we must have potential.
Yes, very good. You're onto something.
Well, since we were disturbed by the question, and since we grappled with it, we are somehow distinguished from our peers.
Please, continue.
The purpose of life is hard to discern. Most people live out their lives without fully contending with it. But we have, at least begun to.
Correct. And it is only by committing yourself to this task that you can have any possibility of actually defining your purpose.
So, maybe it's the journey as much as the end.
Yes, yes. And others have taken this journey too. Pioneers have gone before you.
Intellectual pioneers, down through history, have each built upon the progress of their own predecessors.
And that's why we no longer live in caves or burn heretics at the stake.
Excellent. Now you're beginning to see. When you were being brought up through society's institutions, it was easy to assume that it was natural for humankind to have achieved a thorough understanding of physical reality by these modern times, and that there was some sort of grand plan shaping the destiny of civilization. But in fact, the universe doesn't come with a user's manual. We had to figure out everything that we now know about it. And civilization? We made up the rules to that as we went along. It's been a long, tough struggle to achieve all this progress. Now tell me, are we through making progress?
No. Jerry, Valerie, and I are the type of people that seek to understand our purpose in life. Therefore, we have the potential to contribute something to the overall state of civilization. We have a chance.
Yes, you do. The Welford Foundation wants to help you.
Is that what the scholarship does?
Basically. You see, in the past, innovative thinkers have always had to cope on their own. They had to seek out others of their kind and attempt to make progress as best they could, generally without the support or encouragement of society as a whole. That's why it took so long to get this far. Then, about a generation ago, our founder decided that there should be a more systematic approach.
Someone named Welford.
Martin Welford, economist, mathematician, and philanthropist. He realized that the pace of progress could be accelerated if certain gifted young individuals were given access to resources which are fairly easy for us to provide.
What kind of resources?
Significant tuition reimbursement, fellowship sessions with elder associates of the Welford Foundation, and directed guidance in the individual research endeavors of the scholarship recipients.
Did any of us qualify?
Yes, I'm going to recommend to the committee that each of you should qualify for an initial level of support. You may consider yourselves Welford Scholars. Just don't tell anyone.
Why not? Why all the secrecy?
The premise breaks down if it becomes known that there is a deliberate effort to influence the course of progress. Society must not know about us. You will never see any physical evidence that we exist.
But it'll be enough for us to know that we are part of this.
And perhaps in 10 or 20 years, you'll be sent out as a representative to interview new scholarship applicants as I do every so often. For now, you should just go back to doing your student thing like you were before you got the discs. We'll be in touch with you.
So, what do you actually do? I mean, for your main job?
I'm the Vice President of Technology for a company that develops and manufactures scientific instruments. I'm also part owner of a dude ranch. Who'd you think I was? The Wizard of Oz?